Hello. Blind Pew here. Dr. Blind Pew. We all like frontier developments, right? Well, they have got a new project out. Jurassic World Evolution. Let's check it out.
Hello. May I say welcome? My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5.
If only. Dr. Ian Malcolm. If only.
Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should, because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are, and you want to be ready before you try that.
No, I think that we want to try that immediately. Isn't that right, chaps? As ever, I'm joined by my colleagues, Dr. Ben Gunn, Chief Professor of Bioengineering, and Dr. Jed Munoz,
whatever,
temporary member of my team and a purported expert in stellar cartography.
I'm Cabot Finch, Public Relations and Crisis Management, and I'm here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab.
There we go. Sterling.
Let's focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the 5 Deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
No, I'm actually here to create killer dinosaurs, so we want this unit operational ASAP.
You'll need to connect it to the pre-existing network of paths and the power grid.
Dr. Jed Munoz here, let me do that.
Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus.
A what?
Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
What was it he wanted us to create, Ben?
Struthiomimus.
That's right, a Struthiomimus. But I want to make these other grayed out ones. They look more interesting.
I'm afraid we have insufficient genetic material, Pew.
Machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
Dr. Pew, Dr. Jed Munoz here, world-famous expert in everything, the Struthiomimus is ready.
Then what are you waiting for? Release the beast. What? What is that?
Life. It begins. The most precious moment. The result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique. And now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done, I guess.
Looks more like an overgrown plucked chicken to me. When can we get onto the more interesting ones?
No, it's a wonder of modern bioengineering, Dr. Pew.
The Hammond Foundation has 3 main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Obviously science for we 3 learned gentlemen. For science.
Ah, Dr. Dua. This is our new Director of Operations.
I'm aware, Cabot. I'm Dr. Dua. I run the science division of our operation. Okay, you're going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
It actually means creating as many bloodthirsty monsters as we can.
Contracts can be requested from the division heads inside the control room.
Does this chap never shut up?
Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
Expedition center in place.
So, one more thing.
Really?
Your reputation. Your rep, quote unquote. keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean.
It's an overly long point you are
like
making,
life,
Cabot.
it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
The Expedition Center is nearly done, Dr. Pew. That will allow us to obtain more genetic
People
material.
think money makes the world go round, but they're wrong.
He lied. It wasn't one final thing.
Contracts make the world go round, my friend. Obligations and commitments.
Indeed.
Complete a contract and your rep with the science division will increase.
Are you done?
Meaning you'll
Cabot
be able to
Finch.
take on more complex and challenging missions.
Are you? For sure. Finally, right, into the control center, chaps. We need to get an expedition off to get genetic material for that carnivore we saw earlier. Oh, hang on. It's Dr.
I've
Dewar.
got an interesting opportunity for you to consider. It will allow us to work together to create life. Pure life. If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us. And to me. I knew you were my kind of person. Inquisitive, driven, and I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started. Together, we can create a more authentic version of our dinosaurs. That means a complete genome. And I think you are up to the challenge. Don't disappoint.
Jed, she wants us to research revolutionary genetics, and you have chosen to research fences. This is not going to go down well, I can tell. Oh god, it's Cabot Finch again. How did he find us?
The Fossil Center lets you extract DNA from fossils and amber in order to create new dinosaur genomes. Exciting!
Amazing. That actually was of interest. Dr. Jed Munoz, take a look at it, will you?
Well, we only have a few fossils in stock, but this one has some Ceratosaurus genetic material in it. Extracting.
An expedition center will allow you to send dig teams around the world in search of new dino fossils.
We need this.
DNA can be extracted from these fossils, which our scientists can then turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood.
Okay, various expedition sites. Choose the one with Ceratosaurus fossils. There.
Good!
Excellent.
Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the Fossil Center for extraction.
You accompany then Dr. Ben Gunn.
On my way.
Not enough Ceratosaurus genetic material until they get back.
Pew, we are back. Look at these fossils.
Valuable silver should help the finances, and more Ceratosaurus fossils. Extract that DNA, Jed.
Extracting Ceratosaurus DNA.
Oh, it's time. It's time. I can feel it. Incubate the Ceratosaurus in the Hammond Creation Lab. May as well get another expedition underway whilst we wait for the incubation. Get some Triceratops fossils this time, Dr. Ben.
I wasn't sure about this one, but you delivered.
Release the beast. Well, that doesn't disappoint, does it?
A carnivore, I see. This time, a Ceratosaurus. There are distinctive spines that run down its back, and a bladed horn on its head. Just what you don't want to run into when you're out there alone. Or in a group.
Quite majestic, isn't it? What is it up to? Oh, I suppose we should have seen that coming. Dinosaur population down by 50% already, chaps. Not a roaring success.
And now we reach the inevitable. Life begets death. But here's the question that you gotta ask yourself. Was this avoidable? The answer? Of course not. Death, it's always coming. But could you have delayed it? Well, that's maybe another story.
Still, if I was a visitor, this is what I would want to see. Perhaps it will boost our popularity.
Pew, Dr. Ben is back from his expedition. I'm extracting the Triceratops DNA from the fossils he brought
We are
back.
making great strides so far. I believe I may be on the cusp of something wondrous, and I have you to thank, at least in part, for where I find myself. Now we need to incubate, hatch, and house our dinosaur. Then we will know if our efforts will have been worth it.
Quite so. Excellent work with the Triceratops DNA, Jed. Clearly that is where we went wrong. We need to put a dinosaur with adequate defenses in with the Ceratosaurus. That should stop it killing all our exhibits. Visitors are increasing now. Look. So we want more exhibits. Release that beast. This should be more than a match for the Ceratosaurus. Chaps.
Error.
What a sight.
Our new specimens, dinosaurs, are meeting expectations, but we want them to thrive. That's your next assignment. Making sure our specimens are properly cared for. In other words, dinosaur welfare.
The difference with dinosaurs is that they have no point of reference to understand humans, so don't expect much in the way of thank yous.
Jed, your electric fence research is complete, so we can build a second enclosure.
Dr. Pew. Dr. Pew, what was it Dr. Dunya was saying?
You mean dinosaur welfare, making sure our specimens thrive and are properly cared for.
What about that? You might want to check out the Triceratops urgently.
You must take care of your dinosaurs.
Ah.
Their health is of vital importance.
I see Claire Deering is here as well. But that's why the Triceratops is in here. Surely it can stand up to this. I stand corrected. Still, quite the show for the visitors, I suppose. Quite costly for our finances though.
If you study evolution, you quickly learn that most of it leads to dead ends. Useless mutations that are abandoned in favor of the occasional successful strategy. I'm a big fan.
Good to know. Really, I suppose we should have worked this out earlier. If we don't want the Ceratosaurus eating the exhibits, what we need in here as well is another Ceratosaurus. Release that beast.
Pew, are you sure this is a good idea?
Dr. Pew, have you really thought this through? I mean properly.
What could go wrong? Oh, I see. I take your point. Dispatching emergency crew. We are going to take both out with a tranquilizer dart gun. My aim is godlike, so don't worry.
Confirming hit.
Up.
It's fallen asleep in the lake. Pew. Was that wise?
You'll need to call in the offshore transport team to safely move this dinosaur back to its enclosure.
Offshore.
Collecting asset.
It would rain, just as we are doing this. Is that so something can go seriously wrong? Here we go then. All seems to be working to plan.
Commencing asset transit.
Oops, better shut that gate. And in goes the dinosaur, Ceratosaurus. And, very important, in with the fast food outlets. It has been a fantastic success so far. We have not put a foot wrong. Do you agree, chaps?
Error.
So, as the visitors to our little island gorge themselves on greasy tacos, watching our two majestic Ceratosauruses, or is that Ceratosauri, who knows, strut their stuff, we will leave you for now. If you have a penchant for dinosaurs or terrible lizards, and if you are interested in frontier developments, then I recommend you take a look at Jurassic World Evolution. Until next time, when we will again see you among the stars. Good luck, doctors, and I'll see you in the undergrowth.